What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down how quarterbacks can receive a D1 offer. Let's get started. Now, before we get into this video, fellas, if you are a quarterback and would like to learn how to read defenses, check out that very first link in the description below where you can get access to 500 plus videos, all specifically made for quarterbacks to learn how to read defenses, the best plays that will work against those specific defensive coverages, and the weaknesses of every coverage. We break down every single video. We make it super easy for you guys to understand, and we organize the videos into playlists. So again, check out that very first link in the description below if you're interested, fellas. Let's get back to this video. All right, guys, now the first thing that quarterbacks want to worry about when trying to receive a scholarship offer is going to be your highlight tape. Now, before I get into this video, I want to make sure that you guys understand that a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of football players in general, go about getting an offer, getting recruited the wrong way. They have this mentality of, oh, I'm going to go D1 or bust. You know, I'm only going to a D1 school. It's the only school that I'm willing to play at. Guys, like, especially today with the transfer portal, there's so many different options that you guys can go to and still end up at that Division I spot. And we're going to talk about those options as this video progresses. But first thing I want to talk about first, I just want to make sure that you guys understand that. First thing I want to mention, though, is the highlight tape. So what are college coaches specifically looking for with your varsity film? You need varsity film as a quarterback. Freshman film, JV film, 7-on-7 film, practice film. Nobody cares. They want to see what you can do with the bright lights on. And the quarterback position specifically, they're pretty much looking for four things. Number one is going to be arm strength. Guys, to play at the Division I level, play at any college football level for that matter, you have to have Division I level arm strength. Now, does that mean you need to throw the ball 80 yards like Joe Milton or Quinn Ewers? No. You just need to be able to make certain throws on the field that they require of you to make. And that's what you need to try to showcase on your film. So like, let's say, for example, you're throwing like an 18-yard back to 16 comeback from the opposite hash. That's a college level throw. Can you throw a 10-yard speed out to your left side if you are a quarterback from the opposite hash? Those are types of throws that they're going to ask you to make. Now, the reason why I know this and the reason why you want to showcase this is because every single quarterback that I work with that plays at the Division I level, what happens during winter workouts? College coaches come to visit their high school and they ask them to throw for them, right? Those are two throws that they ask them to make every single time. I don't care what level the school is, D1, D2, D3, they will ask to see those types of throws because they want to see if you have Division I level arm strength. And that is what you're trying to focus on with the highlight tape. So any throw that showcases that. Now, number two, they want to see you extend plays. So what do I mean by extending plays? Do you need to be Lamar Jackson and pull a zone read down and go 60 yards for a TD? No. Certainly helps your case, obviously. But what they want to see is guys throw off platform. You go back, buy some time with your feet, make a play happen, get out of the pocket, escape, throw on the run. They want to see those types of plays, as those are plays that they don't expect you to make. They don't want to see a quarterback just take one step, oh, the guy's wide open, and you hit him right in stride. Do you know how many quarterbacks there are across the entire country that can do that? So if that's what you're opening with your highlight tape, that is not what they're looking for, okay? Now, number three, next thing they want to be able to see is they want to see, and this is tough to showcase on film, I guess you could say, but they want to see leadership, right? So not even necessarily leadership, and this comes with what I'm about to say, confidence. They want to meet a guy. When they meet you in person, they want to see a guy who's got command of the team, who's a leader of the team. Guys look to him. That's what they want to see. So if you guys can showcase that when you meet these college coaches at a camp, etc., that's going to make you more appealing with those things that we talked about on film. And then last but not least, they want to see a high football IQ. They want to see you go through progressions on film. Like they want to see you go from like, okay, first read on the left side of the field. Like let's say, for example, it's a smash concept. Outside receiver's running a hitch, slot receiver's running a corner. Then let's say a backside receiver, my slot, is running like a bender route where he's splitting the two safeties. Some people call it a split route. I want to show on film that I'm able to go read one, read two, read three, and stay right in line, feet tied to the eyes, and make those types of throws. If you can showcase that on film, fellas, that is very, very appealing to any college coach. Now, yes, do the attributes help? Height, size, all that? Yes. And we're going to talk about that as this video progresses, but that's what you want to focus on your highlight tape. All right, guys, so the next thing I want to talk about is what we briefly mentioned at the end of that last clip was the size needed to be able to play Division I quarterback. Now, listen, quarterback is one of those positions where it's always got that stigma of you need to be 6'1" and above to be able to play at a high level. You need to be this, you need to be that, you need to weigh X amount. You can't be skinny, you can't be this. At the end of the day, guys, if you're the best quarterback around, you're the best quarterback around. That's honestly the God-honest truth. And you got to thank guys like, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, Bryce Young, who have kind of paved the way for those smaller, undersized guys to be able to have success. Like when you meet Bryce Young, not a big dude, Not a thick dude, not tall, not wide. Like you look at Russell Wilson, he's pretty wide. You know, Drew Brees, a little bit on the skinnier side. Kyler Murray, he's a pretty big dude. But again, guys, at the end of the day, if you're a baller, you're a baller. If you could flat out rip the ball and put the ball anywhere on the field, that is what matters. The attributes do not matter. A college coach is not going to sit there and have a kid who is just a freaking stud, best quarterback they've ever seen in 20 years. And I'm just using this as an example. This is pretty much what Bryce Young was, right? Because in modern day, the dude was sick. It wasn't even close. Everything was a completion. I think he had like an 80% completion percentage as a senior. That's freaking unheard of against and they play the best teams every single week. That's as close as you can get to college football at the high school level. That's sickening, right? But he doesn't fit the mold. He's 5'9". He's that's being generous too. 5'9", 100-something pounds, but he's one of the best talents that they've ever seen, right? And then you sit there with a 6'4" guy who's not very good, but he fits the mold. They're going to go with the guy who's going to help them win football games, fellas. So you're making all these excuses about height, and you're listening to what other people say about height and weight and things. People who have never even played the game before, most likely. It definitely helps to be that tall. Don't get me wrong. I would kill somebody to be 6'4" because I probably would still be playing right now. But at the end of the day, you got to be a baller. If you're not a baller, you're not going to play at the next level. If you are, you're going to play at the next level, whether that's D1, D2, D3, and there's always that option to be able to transfer. There's always that option to go JUCO. There are many different options out there, and that's what we're going to talk about, like I said, as this video progresses. But don't worry about the attributes that you can't control. You obviously want to try to be as big as possible. You obviously want to try to be as fast as possible, but you can't control your height. Now, again, weight isn't the most important thing either. Weight, like if you're 180 pounds, the college isn't going to be there, well, he's not 190. We're not going to recruit him. That's not going to happen, guys. Like if you're a baller at 180, they're thinking, okay, I'm going to get him. And when he gets into our program, we are going to put weight on him. And anybody that has ever played college football, you guys are getting your advice from the wrong people. Anybody that has ever played college football knows that as soon as you get there, they're going to put weight on you. 100% guaranteed. They're going to make you eat so much dang food and put you on a lifting program that is insane. And guys, you will put on weight. So their mindset is they want great football players. They don't want bodybuilders. All right, guys, now we're going to be talking about the options that you have to be able to eventually play at that Division I college level rather than just getting recruited out of high school to play at that Division I level, okay? So now, listen, especially nowadays with how the transfer portal is, with how popular JUCO ball is, again, guys, there are many different ways to get there. Everybody's journey is a little bit different. You do not need to have that typical, I'm a 3-5-star recruit, get recruited as a junior, sign before my senior year, then go. That is a rare process that happens. That's why they say it's so rare to be able to play Division I college ball. So like, it's different for everybody. And different routes that you can take, number one, and this is probably my favorite one, I would say, is JUCO ball. So JUCO ball is a great option for you. What is JUCO, if you're not familiar with it? Junior college or community college football, right? So it's pretty much like, it's not high school football. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's kind of similar to high school football and how you get recruited, but it's not high school football. It is college football. It is a hard schedule. You're playing with grown men. You have people out there who are 23, 24 years old, sometimes in some cases. So it's college football 100%. So what you do is, like, let's say, for example, I live in a city called Long Beach, right? Now, there's a popular JUCO out here called Long Beach City College, right? So usually guys that grow up in Long Beach, you know, whether they maybe don't have grades, they don't have a ton of film, they went to a small school, they will go to JUCO and play football there. And you get a lot of talented athletes that come out of that school, right? So they'll go there with hopes of starting as a freshman in college, and then maybe they play their sophomore year. Those 2 years that they play for a JUCO, they do lose NCAA eligibility. So what I mean by that is that if they get recruited to a D1, they only have 2 years at that Division I school. But listen to me here. How rare is it for a freshman to walk into a D1 program and start right away, unless they're like a 5-star guy? Even with a 5-star guy, 4-star guys, that's still very rare because you got a ton of players on that team who were all 4 stars and 5 stars. So you might as well, rather than going to a school and walking on, take 2 years at a JUCO, develop, get film, get recruited out of that school, because JUCOs recruit, or colleges recruit from JUCOs for players to play right away. They want guys to play now. They're not trying to develop you after you've already spent 2 years in another program developing. So JUCO is a great option because also it's cheaper. If you go walk onto a school, guys, you're paying full tuition. Like you might get a little money thrown your way, obviously, depending on the situation you're in, depending on your grades, but you're paying a lot of money. Why not go 2 years, go play somewhere, develop, get some experience under your belt, get some college experience under your belt, and then go transfer. Guys, it's a way simpler option. Now, another option that I like is going to be something called a prep school. So a prep school is pretty much like an extra year of high school in a way. Like, it's very popular on the East Coast. And this is what I would probably recommend more so than JUCO if you have the financial means. Now, not a lot of people have the financial means to drop 40, 50, 60 G's on a tuition for a year. Number one, like, it's not even like a college. It's nothing like that. So if you don't have those funds, I don't recommend it. I recommend going JUCO. You can apply for scholarships, but it's tough to get scholarships, obviously. But you go to a prep school, you go for a year there, you play other prep schools. I believe that's how it goes. You play other prep schools, and then you could get recruited from colleges out of there and still have 4 years of eligibility left. That's the benefit it has on the JUCO, is that you don't lose any eligibility. But at JUCO, you can also gray shirt. It gives you a year of classes under your belt, and you still have 2 years of time. So maybe you only play 1 year in JUCO, then go play 3 at Division I if you're a qualifier. So there's a lot of different processes you can go, but those are the routes to get to that D1. It's not always, oh, if I don't get recruited out of high school, I'm done. There are many different routes. They're challenging. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy, but those are the routes that you can take. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you are a quarterback and would like to learn how you can read defenses, learn the weaknesses of defenses, 500 plus breakdowns on how to pretty much beat any coverage that you can think of, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you on that. I'll see you guys next time.